All right, Chris, looking at the Florida Gators here. I'll go first here. As a Georgia fan, I want you to ignore all this stuff behind me, okay? Because I do this. Hey, listen, not only do Florida fans love Lamp, but I love Florida fans. But seriously, though, right? I want to do this non-biasly here, and I know a lot of people aren't going to be able to take that serious, but I do. Look, Graham Mertz, I'm going to start off by saying this as far as Florida's offense is concerned. He proved me wrong, right? I mean, at times this year, he proved he belonged. I thought coming into the year, starting his career at Wisconsin, he was more of a game manager. I thought he's coming into a harder conference, a harder league. And I just frankly thought, hey, he wasn't going to be able to kind of keep up. And after the first game, it looked like that was probably going to be true. But they regrouped, and they did pretty well. They finished 48th in total offense and ranked 58th in points per game, averaging 28.4. The rushing attack ranked 76th and put more pressure, I felt like, on the passing game and Mertz to produce. Right? They needed to be a little bit better at running the football. The low point of the season was only putting up 11 points against Utah and losing to Arkansas at home. Highlight was beating Tennessee early in the season, I felt like. Chris, talk to me a little bit about that defense out there.
Yeah. This was a defense that was highly talked about this offseason, was going to be top 10, top 20. They ended up giving up 27.6 points per game. That finished 80th in the country this year, nowhere near what we were told what the Gators defense was supposed to do this year. So, yeah, a disappointing season for the Gators defense. They gave up 33 to Kentucky, 39 to South Carolina, 43 to UGA. That's not probably so much of a surprise, but 39 to an Arkansas offense that was terrible, 52 to LSU, and 33 to Missouri. It's a lot of points given up in the SEC. We know the SEC is the best conference in the country, but, man, if you don't play any defense, or if you're even a middle-of-the-road team, you're going to struggle to get 5 or 6 wins. And that's exactly what Florida did this year with the 5-7 season. It's just not going to get it done, Christian. I'm going to give you my grade right off the rip here. I have them as a D. Why? Billy Napier's been there for a few years. This is another losing season. Florida was a weird team this year. I think they're talented. You talked about their offense. Graham Mertz did impress at times this year, was better than I thought he was going to be as well. But the defense, man, we heard it. Remember all offseason, that spring game. Holy shit, Florida's defense can be a top 10 defense this year, without a doubt, top 15. Just never got it done defensively. And offensively, they had some games where they just almost didn't show up. So I'd like to hear your thoughts overall on the Florida Gators this year, Christian.
Yeah, Chris, I got to go with a D as well. I mean, look, we expected Billy Napier in Florida to struggle this year. I mean, and we about had him, I think, roughly at 5-7, right? I mean, that was pretty much – 5-6 wins this year. That was kind of probably right in where we had him at. A lot of people said, 7, 8 wins, whatever have you. And I think, some people even had him winning the national championship and Graham Mertz winning the Heisman, and that was a little crazy. But I think that also plays into it too, right? Expectations at Florida are through the roof, right? Some people, depending on who you would ask, would give him an F. Some people give him a C. Yeah. But I think you split the difference. I got to go with a D. And I'll be interested to see where they end up next year with a tougher schedule.